Hello, I'm Lisa Bowerman and I play Bernie Summerfield, and welcome to Audio Heads Podcast.
Wing it.
This is Audio Heads, a product of Geeks Assembled, our little YouTube podcasts. We're doing more audio adventures, and with me I have some people to review the new Sarah Jane adventure stories recorded in around 2000, 2001, released in about 2002 or 3. And I don't know. She's an investigative reporter. And where did he go? Oh, well. An investigative reporter. And she is pretty amazing. But I'd like to get these other fellas' opinion on the subject and on the audio called Comeback. It's the first of her 2-series run of Sarah Jane Adventure audio adventures. And so yeah, let's start off with Texas Tim. What did you think of Comeback?
I thought it was all right. It's funny. It kind of started out as one thing, and it just kind of degenerated into Sarah Jane and the Creature from the Pit. But it wasn't bad. It was pretty interesting. You could tell it's a lot. It's a whole different vibe or style than what we ended up with on TV a few years later, because that was more aimed at children, I think. But it ended up being actually basically a total remake of the Pertwee era. But this is okay. It seems like they're trying to be a little more adult. I mean, I can't fault it. Really, it wasn't a bad story. It just kind of I don't know. It wasn't really captivating either. It was just kind of like on the fence, I would say.
All right. And opening thoughts from you, Lee?
Well, what you've got to remember is this is, as it's entitled, Comeback. The first time we've had Sarah Jane back since K9 and Company and the little cameo she did in that independent movie Downtown. And this is sort of a first proper Sarah Jane audio written by Terence Dix, of course, Mr. Dix. I agree with what Tim said, but this is the first. This is setting up. It's bringing brand new characters into the Sarah Jane fold, and it is for adults. This isn't for kids. There's a bit of swearing in it and all of that, but it is aimed at more adult themes. I enjoyed it. As you go along the series, the stories do get better and better, but as I say, this is setting up a new team for the Sarah Jane thing. It's a good little story, but as I said, there's better ones along the line, and it's just a shame she's no longer with us. Over to you, Susan.
Okay. And Jeffrey, Beef Dad, what did you think of what you got out of it, sir?
I was disappointed that it was just Sarah Jane and, as you say, a new team. For me, it didn't work as well as it did with the old team. There were some good bits. But I'll be perfectly honest. The day I listened to it was the day I'd just been to the dentist, had 2 teeth out, and a bridge put in.
And you just conked out.
And I conked out. Yeah. It didn't grab me sufficiently.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the further Sarah Jane adventures are better than this one because, as I say, this one didn't really grab me, which is, I know it's a bit unusual for me to say something like that about Elizabeth Sladen because she was always one of my favourites. It was lovely hearing her voice again.
Had you met her?
No, I've never met Elizabeth. No, sadly. I would have loved to have met Elizabeth, but no, I've not met her.
All right. Favorite bits, other stuff that you'd like to talk about? Let's start off with Lee. Pardon me for the frog in my throat, too. Sorry.
Is it me? That's it.
Oh, me. Sorry.
Oh,
Well, favourite bits. Well, Nicholas Briggs playing Mr. Hedges was pretty good. Robin Bowerman playing Harris. That was quite a good performance. Jeremy James as Josh. There are moments when a chemistry starts to show itself between him and Elizabeth Sladen. But yeah, it's difficult, really, as I say, because not much grabbed me on this one.
All right, that's cool. How about you, Lee?
What Beef Dad said, yeah, there is a sort of chemistry starting in this one with Josh and Liz Sladen, and it carries on to the next one because I say I've listened to them all. But yeah, I did like Nicholas Briggs as the ill-fated Mr. Hedges. I did like the Squire, played by David Jackson, the late actor David Jackson, who the Sci-Fi people will know as Gan from Blake 7. Yeah, it's one of these stories. As Peter said, it doesn't grab you, but this is only number one of. I think they only did about 9 of them. And this was before the TV series of Russell T Davies. You know, this is why they were going for more adult themed, and they do go down that route more. I did like the Reverend. And I haven't got my glasses on, but I'm trying to read his name. Peter Sauerbutz. It is a portrayal of the Reverend. I thought that was brilliant. Yeah. There's a story-wise, and it's Terrence Dicks as well. Story-wise, I wouldn't say it's a classic, but it sets it all up for the next one. That's all I can say.
Thanks. And Tim, what were your favorite bits?
Well, to follow up what Lee was just saying, he's right. It starts out as one thing, then it kind of devolves into something that's just a bit more Terrence Dicks. So I mean, that it's fine. It's fine. It's not bad at all. It's just I think it starts out kind of exciting because it's going somewhere, but then it just kind of, they just kind of end up with the creature in the pit, and it's kind of okay. That's fine. I would say the favorite thing was actually Liz Sladen, of course. She's always great in the part. She's always wonderful. And whatever they give her, I mean, she's just going to do it as best she can. And there's just one part at the end that's very funny. I mean, it was really laugh out loud when the villain, he's like, "Oh, my baby," about the beastie that just got killed. And it was like, I was like, what, really? That just kind of like takes you out of it. It was so over the top camp. But it's all right. I mean, it's a fun story. It's like Lee also said, it's the beginning of a series. So I mean, it probably does get better from here. So I would say I enjoy it. I mean, it wasn't really bad at all.
All right. I agree. My favorite bit was the end where the Tim had just said, the whole I mean, he sounded like the guy in the Planet of the Nimans. Yes, all my dreams of world conquest are shot. I just think that that's just super fun, and I love how Sarah Jane, uses people's intellect against them because she's so very clever and so, enlightened and everything. She's just amazing. And Sadie Miller's in this. Can't say enough about Sadie. I'm glad that she is, she was involved with stuff with Doctor Who, as was Brian, and so I'm really grateful that their family is still doing stuff, and I'm pretty sure that this one was sort of bogged down in the middle, as the first 3 times that I tried to listen to this, I conked out. I was not like super captivated by it, and I guess I was surprised by that. But it was worth it in the end. And so anyway, anything else anybody would like to say? Open forum if you'd like.
You're muted. Leave that.
One thing was rather nice is that with Sadie Miller in it, because she was Elizabeth Sladen. She still is Elizabeth Sladen's daughter in real life. But there's, as I say, there's so little reference to the sort of basically the television Sarah Jane.
Makes you kind of think that maybe they hadn't got the rights all sorted by the first time, by the first writing or something.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
I think this was long before the Sarah Jane Adventures on television. This was in 2002. So it's not.
Yeah, this is 2002. Yeah.
So it's
4 years before
she gets Mr. Smith and yeah.
So anything else, gentlemen?
I've got to say, having listened to further ones down the line, you do get classic sort of references and a certain character returning from the classic series. So there is certain things in the future ones.
Well, of course, K9's in a box in her attic, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess he stays there till the 10th Doctor puts him back together.
Yeah.
And then they stick him in a black hole.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's rate it and give whatever final words that you'd like to say. So, yeah. Let's start with Tim again.
I would say also that I think the writing was a bit awkward in some places because there was a little bit too much exposition sometimes. Like they were just saying, and this is what happened whenever this is happening right now, and look at that, because they have to convey to the listener what's going on, and it wasn't really done that well, I don't think. But overall, it's not a bad start to a series. I think I'd probably give it a 7.5.
Thank you. And how about you, Beef Dad? What would you give this?
The one thing that really amused me was Joss referencing the Wicker Man. But that amused me. But yeah, I'm with Tim on this. I think I would give it a 7.5.
All right. And Lee, how about yourself?
It always proves that you always got to keep your mobile phone turned on in this one. As I kept telling him, and I did like the SJ reference because that always wound her up. Don't call me SJ. I just like that, and that carries on.
You know what's funny,
agree.
though? I'm sorry, I
Yep.
don't mean to cut in, but do you know what's funny was in the series, she would get mad that Geeta didn't call her Sarah Jane. She just called her Sarah. So
Yeah.
it's like they reversed it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But also there was a nod right at the beginning to the classic with Aunt Lavinia
Oh yeah.
passing.
And the funeral at her gentleman's house.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. So you got a little reference there, but I'm in agreement with the other two here. I'm going to give it a 7.5. It's a good start. It's not a superior start to a series, but it's a good start. 7.5 from me.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 too. I would I completely understand what Beef Dad was going through, and so, but I enjoy Sarah Jane. I like her so much, and Terrence Dix wrote. I'm glad that they allowed him to write for this, because, as many touchstones as they can to the classic series is, it's good in my book, in my humble opinion. And so yeah, but they left out Unit, and they left out all the other stuff that they could have brought into the mix. This group is sort of on the cusp, or the other, anyway. They could have done some stuff that would have been more like, whoa, yeah, there it is. Anyway, look forward to listening to some more of these, and look forward to having you guys join us again and listen and watch our reviews on Audioheads. Please like and subscribe, and also, join our Facebook group. It's a public group. We haven't taken down the group, and we aren't canceling our Facebooks yet. And we, Lee says, no, we're not doing that. And we invite you to like and follow us on Twitter, retweet our tweets, and reblog our stuff on Tumblr. And we'd like you to also check us out on the rest of social media. But do keep watching the rest of these. We will do more of the Sarah Jane adventures, or the Sarah Jane audios, Sarah Jane Smith audios. They're not part of the Ronnie and Maria and Clyde and those guys, but this is her other team, and so we'll revisit this, and thanks to you fellas for joining, and I'll see you again soon. Yeah. Don't forget to keep your phones on and charged, and make sure K9 has a power supply too. Thanks.